Hi, welcome to Professor Kev Show. Got my buddies from Tech Pals with us. We're going to start off a little bit by they introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about themselves. All right, Yuvon, go first. How you doing, bud?
Good. So I'm an incoming sophomore at Nashua High School South. In my free time, I like to play and piano, and I'm the chief growth officer at Tech Pals.
Tell me about the piano. Did you take lessons? Are you one of those people who can hear it and just play it?
Yeah, I can hear songs and play it, but sometimes I do need to practice. I played at Carnegie Hall 3 times, and I just like learn pieces, classical pieces for fun. Yeah.
All right, playing at Carnegie Hall is a big deal, right? That's not just me overreacting, like, because it sounds amazing to me, but then I have people like, well, everyone gets to do it. I don't think they do. They
Yeah, it was pretty difficult to get into, so yeah.
Congratulations, it's kind of cool. Adi, can you top that, buddy?
Maybe not on the music part, but I'm a rising senior at Nashua High School South. In my free time, I love to play tennis and pickleball. And then I guess in the music aspect, I play drums here and there, but nothing like serious playing at Carnegie Hall. Um, and yeah, I'm the president of Tech Pals.
All right, so let's talk about Tech Pals. Why did you start this? What opportunity or need did you see?
Yeah, so this initially started just by being around my own grandparents. It was initially inspired by my grandfather, who used to be a physics professor, but growing up, I'd always be helping him with really simple tasks like sending like WhatsApp messages or video calling people back home in India. And I was always like confused how he was so smart when it came to like physics and stuff like that, but simple tasks that I was able to do since like first grade was so hard for him. So from there, I started talking to a lot of my peers like Yuvon, and we realized like there was a pretty similar need for this across all of our grandparents. And we really started getting into contact with senior homes in the local area. And the first senior home that we contacted, which was Langdon Place. And what we started doing, we started as a club initially in Nashua High School South. We had about like 5 to 10 volunteers. And about like once every 2 weeks, we would go to the senior home and just start doing a bunch of workshops and providing tech support to them.
It's kind of scary to me. I'm only 60 and I am your client. I really am. And all of a sudden, like I used to be good at stuff like that. Now, like I just put in a ring camera. It took me days to figure out like what it was doing and why it wasn't recording what I wanted because it's outside the range. And finally, my wife had to take out a tape measure and go, "It's 30 feet, dude. This is 30 feet to right here." I'm like, "Huh, that's why it's not recording." It just as you get older, the technology sometimes gets a little more difficult. So I definitely am your ideal customer, all kidding aside and stuff. So now, what are some of the common things that people struggle with?
Yeah, so we basically as tech pals try to target three different things. One is online scams and fraud. Seniors are one of the most vulnerable to online scams and fraud simply because they're not able to distinguish between like a fake email or a scam email or a scam call, and they give their information very easily. The other thing that we're trying to solve is basically essential services. A lot of seniors, a lot of the essential services that they should have access to, like telehealth, online banking, veteran affairs, which are increasingly going digital, they don't know how to access them without the help of a loved one or another family member who's tech savvy. So that's the second area that we're really trying to solve. And then the third one is more about just mental health and isolation. A lot of seniors, since they're not able to easily be in contact with people, especially if they're not immediately surrounded by people, it's hard for them to contact and talk to people via social media or just messages or video call. So we really want to get them um, tech savvy so they can be in contact with others and get rid of that isolation feeling.
Absolutely love what you're doing. And we just saw it in the local paper, that elderly people get ripped off millions and millions of dollars because they're finding your information online and go, "Oh, it's your grandson. He's in trouble." Like, "Oh, my boy," and all right, he needs $500 because he's broken down. So, and you're going to do it because you feel like you're supposed to. Or like you said, just you get that email like, "Oh, someone hacked my bank account." They guess the bigger banks and you happen to bank there. So you log in and now they're cleaning out your account and stuff. And it makes us feel vulnerable because I can
Yeah.
speak for the generation. You're looking at it going, I know this is a scam. I'm going to call the bank or go to the bank, or then you hoover over the email address and you say it's something totally different. But when you're busy, it's easy to click it. Or God forbid, I think my grandson's in trouble. Well, I'm going to jump on that because I don't want you stranded on the side of the road. You need me to send you $300 to get your car fixed? Sure. And then you're like, great. And I just got scammed and stuff. So now, how have the people been receptive to your ideas? Do they want to learn more, or they just like, let me have my flip phone and leave me alone? What's been the
You
experience so far?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we've been at the senior home monthly, and like every time they're there, their reaction is always like, "Oh, they're here. I need help with this. I need help with this." So far, I think it's really helpful for them. It's definitely made a change in their life, and we've helped like so many people avoid like emails, because like we had a lady named Mary, and she showed us an email saying, this was suspicious. Like she was a victim of a scam emails before, and then once we taught her how to differentiate them, she was able to like actually tell this is a scam. And she told us like, should I avoided this, and it was actually a scam email. So people have been receptive, and it's been really helpful for them, and they're looking forward to it every month when we go help.
It's
Yeah.
go,
Oh.
go, bud. No, go.
Yeah, so I think it's been, yeah, like relatively everyone's been pretty receptive and they love the idea of it. They're always asking when are they coming next, when are they coming next and stuff like that. So but sometimes we do have to step back a bit and be a bit more patient because we realize that a lot of the seniors sometimes they're just not able to keep up with the pace that we're speaking, or they aren't able to understand us, or we just like, yeah. Um and we just have to be a lot more patient with them. And I think that's also been a learning curve for myself and a lot of us. We have to be really slow when we talk. We have to explain it in very different terms. We can't just be like, click the green button. We have to sometimes like help them move their hand to the area to show them because it's so small. So just, yeah, being more patient is definitely something we've learned. And it's helped them be a bit more receptive to the idea and more grateful for like the help that they get.
I'm just laughing with you because that was me 2 days ago. I was dealing with a problem I had, and the person's like, go to www. And I'm like, can you slow down? Because like, www. I'm like, dude, I'm still on www, and you're at the end of what I'm supposed to be typing. And it wasn't like, joesmith.com. It was this letter, and something that didn't make logical sense.
Yeah.
And you could hear like, I'm like, well, I'm sorry, ma'am. You're talking at the speed of sound. I'm old and I wear hearing aids. So this isn't really helpful. And then we're both getting angry with each other. So I
Yeah.
admire you for realizing, all right, I have to go at Kev's pace. You got that, Kev? Yeah, I got that. All right, now what's next? But again, you've been doing it your whole life. You grew up digital. So you're like, come on, man, Kevin, ain't that complicated. But once you do that, then we lose the connection. All right, they're making me feel dumb, so now I don't want to train with them. So thank you for getting at that pace. What's the future hold for this idea? Obviously, I'm a huge fan. If you haven't figured that out yet, I think you know that. What are you hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, so I think our we have two main goals right now. I'll talk on the policy front and Yuvon can talk about just general expansion. But one thing we realized that this is kind of like a systemic problem as well. A lot of the technology that's built, it doesn't really consider the perspective of the seniors, and it really leaves out a whole entire generation, especially when it comes to technological innovation. For example, there may be a lot of different technologies being put out there for telehealth to help revolutionize senior care, but it practically becomes useless when literally 90% of the seniors are confused how to use it or get access to this telehealth. So I think there is a big systemic issue here, and there needs to be a lot of stuff being done on like the federal and state levels to combat this. So currently, on the policy front, what we're doing as Tech Pals is we are working with some state representatives in New Hampshire, where this was initially founded, to basically sponsor a resolution just affirming the importance of digital literacy for seniors and how it's not just a simple, oh, I can't use FaceTime issue. It's a much larger issue than that. It can cost money, it's a financial issue. On top of that, it can be a mental health issue. And in general, it just makes them extremely vulnerable to a lot of different harmful things. So definitely for the future, we're really trying to expand more into the policy front and get a lot more civically engaged. And then Yuvon can touch on like the general expansion.
Yeah, obviously we want to impact as many people as we can. So one of our priorities is expanding chapters. Like we're onboarding 1 to 2 chapters every week as of now, and we're reaching more and more seniors every day. So program expansion is one thing. And also we're looking into like donating older device or like devices because some seniors they do not even use devices. So donating devices and having access to those devices is one thing, and like getting funding for a nonprofit. That's kind of where we're at right now.
So what?
Yeah, and sorry, just to add on to that. So just to touch on like the chapter expansion part, recently we've been really active on LinkedIn trying to just gain a lot more presence on LinkedIn. And since our we actually went from like 50 followers about 2 months ago to over like 8,000 now to just due to like our heavy LinkedIn involvement. And from there we've been getting like people reaching out to us like every week or every like few days to start a new chapter. So what we're doing is we're actually having these large Discord servers, and to make it a bit easier for us to onboard everyone and to help them set up, we just send them the Discord link, and then at the end of each month, for whatever new chapters who join the Discord server, we do these like mass onboarding Zoom sessions with everyone to just onboard them, help them set up their chapters, give them any resources they need, how to contact senior homes, how to get in touch with seniors, and just anything in general. So that's been one of our like strategies for the chapter expansion.
That makes perfect sense. And it shows that how big the need is, how fast you've grown. I mean, it's clear. So, what's the best way for people to reach out, especially if they want to start their own chapter?
Yeah. So obviously we have our website. And our website we also have our email techpalsoutreach@gmail.com. And also feel free to just DM us on LinkedIn.
Awesome. I appreciate you both taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friends.
Yep.
Yep.